if I'm allowed to say that like publicly. Can I get in trouble for that? I'm not sure. I don't know. I might edit that out. I don't know. I don't even know how to edit it. So we're gonna hope for the best. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Brooke. This is actually my first ever video, so just be gentle on me. I'm learning. So I thought that starting my own YouTube channel, maybe I should give you guys a little bit of insight into my life. I actually really enjoy watching Kate Fruit Flowers and Elise from Raw Alignment. So I thought that I'd actually start off my YouTube channel with Vlogmas. So it's not December yet. Tomorrow's December. So tomorrow will be my first day of Vlogmas. But I figured that I'd just kind of get the hang of things, make a little short video, and yeah, so I would start tomorrow. I actually have these huge glasses typically, and I decided to wear contacts for the first time in like 3 years for this first video, and I went a little extra with my makeup, and I am not someone who will ever say that I am good at doing makeup, so this is the best I could do, guys. Just ignore the horrible eyebrows, because they are horrible. I've never waxed them before in my life. So anyways, I just have so much stuff that I wanted to share, and I am hoping to get some vegan recipes on this channel, which is something that I'm very passionate about. And also I have some exciting news that I want to share with everyone. But I think I'm going to do that for Vlogmas Day 6. I'm not sure yet, but it's coming, and you all will be some of the first people to find out. But yeah, I figured I could tell you guys a little bit about myself, and I live in Virginia, so it's super cold outside and bipolar with the weather, but you know, that's just how it is. I've lived here my entire life. So, well, actually, I lived in Texas for a couple months. I will say, like, the weather in Texas while I was in Waco, and it was hot as hell. Like, oh my god. I've never experienced that kind of heat. It melted my credit card in my car. And also, I had a like 3-year-old avocado tree that I have been growing forever, and I brought it with me, and on the trip I stopped in Mississippi to get lunch and left the avocado tree in my car for like 30 minutes, and when I came out, the tree was black, like the whole thing. Like it had just spontaneously combusted inside of my car. And I have, yeah, the heat down there is just, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. People complain about being hot here in Virginia, and I just don't, they just don't know. The 2 o'clock in the morning, 99 degrees outside, terribleness, but you know. Other than that, Texas was great. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place to be. But, so I am 24. I'm actually turning 25 on December 16th, which is like terrifying, but yeah, that's like a little bit about me. I'm not gonna like go too in depth with everything because I don't really know how much, you know, personal life that I should be putting out there. I did graduate from Christopher Newport University. It's a local college, with a bachelor's of science in organismal biology, which is basically like wildlife biology. I studied marine biology, entomology, which is insects, ornithology, which is birds, herpetology, which is amphibians and reptiles. I didn't get to take mammalogy, which was honestly one of the courses that I really, really wanted to take, and animal behavior. With taking entomology, surprisingly, I wound up really, really liking insects, like beetles and all that fun stuff. Graduating with a degree in organismal biology is actually not very helpful whatsoever. Like, even applying to just be a zookeeper at the zoo is like impossible. You have to have like a PhD, a bachelor's of science. I mean, like, I was really proud of myself. I'm not gonna say that I'm not proud of myself, because of course I am. Like, I got a degree in biology, and trust me, organic chemistry is not easy at all. GIS, not easy at all. But it's pretty shocking when you like finally get it done and you're like $70,000 later and you're like, okay, let's get a job that's gonna pay back this $70,000, and they're like, we don't really want you. You can go be a teacher, maybe, but you also have to go back to school for that and get more debt to get like a $30,000 paying job. So I actually wound up being a office assistant basically for a pest control company. I was able to use my knowledge of entomology, so it kind of gave me a little bit of that like, oh cool, like yeah, I actually learned about assassin bug, and it was really cool that like I was able to do that, and then I could go back and tell my professor like, oh yeah dude, like I figured this out because of what you taught me. Like, that's cool, right? So that was cool. I scratched myself and now it's all red. I actually started volunteering as kind of a way to get into my degree field, hoping that that would get me into a career that is actually with biology. And while I think it was like my second or third day volunteering, one of the volunteers that I was with, she actually mentioned that she was an endangered species observer for this company. And what she did was she went on a ship for weeks at a time. Sometimes it was as short as like 3 weeks to like 3 months. And at the time I was single, and I thought that it would be a decent career choice as far as like getting me around the right kind of people. So I talked to her about it and I said, all right, let's check this out. I'm totally down to see what this is all about, and maybe this will be a good stepping stone for me. So I call the guy, I send him my resume, and we get the ball rolling. And he says for the season that he was in, he didn't have work for me. But if I waited until winter, that he would have a lot more work, which kind of makes sense, because who wants to be out on a boat in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean during the winter when it's freezing cold outside? So I was like, okay, yeah, I can totally wait. I was working a full-time job at the pest control company at that time, so I waited, and that's when I met Jason, and we started dating. So we got engaged, and then they contacted me back, and Jason's super supportive of basically anything that I want to do in my life, especially pertaining to my career. So he was reluctantly all about it. Neither one of us were super stoked for me to be gone for a long period of time, but something that we were willing to do to kind of get my foot in the door to open up other opportunities back home for me. So I got everything worked out. We got me a sea bag full of all of the equipment that I needed, which was like safety goggles, a hard hat. Okay, so like I've done a lot of biology stuff in my life, none of which has ever needed a hard hat. Gloves, certainly, like latex gloves. But they wanted like some heavy duty protective gloves, steel toe boots, and a hard hat. So like once they told me that, I'm already like, this doesn't seem right. Like, am I checking for endangered sea turtles, or am I like working in a factory? Like, what's going on? So we pack the bag, and I ship out, and I'm like having to carry all of my bags. I get in this random van. No one even knows like who I am or if I'm supposed to be there. And it was interesting. Like, they didn't know if I was going to be able to get through the gates, where the boat was. It was a very just crazy experience. It was cool to be out on the water and see some of the crazy stuff. At some point, like, the waves got to like 9 feet. And I mean, this boat was like going insane. Like, I was laying on this like really small, terrible mattress with no padding. Like, you can feel every single spring. And they said that those were the new ones, that I got one of the best mattresses, which is insane. And anyways, so I'm on this like little thin mattress in this like bunk bed made out of metal. So you know, like, what the bed's laying on is not making it any better. It's like hard metal. And the actual bunk bed that's made of metal is longer than the mattress is. So at night, like, you work 12-hour shifts, and at night you would go, or at least for me, I would go down to the bunk at midnight while my replacement would go up and work the 12-hour shift that I'd be sleeping. So I get to the bunk room at like midnight, and I go to lay down and go to bed, and you can hear each wave hitting the boat. Like, I mean, like, water's just spraying everywhere. And once I got in the bed, it's like rocking long ways. So like I said, the mattress doesn't completely fill out the bunk. So the mattress is actually sliding from one side, like, okay, this is where my head is, this is where my feet is. The mattress is sliding like that and that, that and that, that and that, like back and forth all night because of how bad the swell was. Like, imagine trying to sleep while your entire bed is sliding 2 inches down and 2 inches back up, 2 inches down, 2 inches back up. Like, and all of the metal around you sounds like it's just gonna cave in at any moment. Like, I made it. I'm back home. It was like super amazing. This beautiful woman like gave me this amazing opportunity, and I was able to go out and really give it a shot. And unfortunately, it was just not the right thing for me. Like, I had the little C-band bracelets that were supposed to help with seasickness. I had Dramamine, non-drowsy Dramamine. I felt sick all the time. And it just overall, like, it wasn't a career choice or even a job choice that was sustainable for me. Being away from home isn't something that I thought was going to be a deal breaker, but it was. My degree choice has taken me on a wild journey, and hopefully one day I would really love to do education in like a museum or aquarium type setting. Initially, I thought I would like doing research and that I really wanted to go into marine biology, but looking into the schooling that I would need to do, and also like the possibility of having to do like those long extended periods of time on a boat doesn't really work for me, like, or my family. So I don't think I'm gonna go the research route anymore. Sorry, I don't like my eyebrows. Like, I just don't do eyebrows. So I'm kind of like wiping them off as this video goes on. Judge me. I don't care. So yeah, I wanted to do research. Maybe one day that's something that I'll look into doing again. I don't envision that being my path now, being engaged and soon to be married, and hopefully one day I'll be a mom. Research is probably not going to be my route, but I thought that it'd be beneficial for me to kind of like, I don't know, ramble on for a while, which I have done for quite some time now, and just kind of like tell you guys some information about me. And I did want to let everyone know that I'm going to be doing Vlogmas, which is kind of going to be like a challenge for me because I haven't posted, this is my first video right now. So Vlogmas is going to be like all of my first videos, and I'm hoping that they're at least decent. I'm like videoing on my iPhone because I don't have like real equipment, and I'm also filming in front of my window because natural light. Don't own a ring light yet. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, but I'm looking forward to Vlogmas, and I hope you guys enjoy. Hey, say hi, Cora. Say hi. Oh, who is that? Who is it?